Failure to launch. Is humanity's return to the moon doomed? NASA and the future of America's space exploration plans are in a strange place at the moment. Not only have we seen sweeping changes at NASA, including positive key scientific committees due to executive orders signed by President Trump, but there are many questions surrounding the future of Artemis missions, humanity's highly anticipated return to the moon. It's been over 50 years since humanity scurried across the surface of a lunar satellite. NASA's Artemis missions were meant to once more cross that off our space exploration bucket list, even going so far as to explore the lunar South Pole, an area of the moon we know very little about. But Trump's success at winning a second term, plus moves that seem to point towards SpaceX taking over more of America's space-related contracts, could completely toss the future of the Artemis mission off course. Don't get me wrong, NASA's already extremely off course with these missions. Artemis 2 was originally scheduled to launch in late 2024. However, it was then delayed until the fall of 2025 before being pushed back to 2026 at the earliest. The second mission of a proposed multi-mission campaign, Artemis 2 would not have put boots on the lunar surface. Instead, it would have sent the Orion capsule around the moon. We were not actually scheduled to return to the surface of the moon until Artemis 3. However, with Trump scoring his second term and Musk taking such a close advisory role to the president, NASA's future plans for the Artemis missions could be scrapped completely in favor of a much bigger plan, getting humans to Mars. And now the goal of putting humanity on the red planet is not new either, because Elon Musk has been talking about this for years at this point. It's the entire reason SpaceX designed the built Starship, its biggest and most powerful rocket system to date. NASA also wanted to put humans on Mars with a manned mission to our neighbors sometime in the 2030s. But given Trump's talk about wanting to put Americans on Mars and SpaceX plans, it's very likely we could see all American space exploration efforts pivot to focus on that one goal. But getting to the red planet is not as simple as sending humans to the moon. For starters, future Artemis missions will be a lot more feasible. We've already proven that we can get there for one, and sure, that might take away some of the excitement, but considering it's been 5 decades and entirely new generations have been raised since then, it's hard not to be in awe of the goal. But sending humans to the moon also comes with a lot fewer challenges than sending them to Mars. Not only do you need to contend with the long travel times associated with sending humans to Mars, it's roughly 6 months of traveling in space to get there, but you also have to contend with the medical concerns. Scientists just are not convinced space is very good for humans. Aside from the whole lack of oxygen thing, space is also free of gravity, which means the human body comes under a lot of stress because of those changing conditions, and recent studies have shown some concerning possibilities of kidney damage caused by space travel. There's also the whole muscle atrophy issue that comes from the lack of gravity, and while there are pieces of equipment that can help astronauts keep their bodies in some shape, it's not quite the same as being on Earth and having the pull of gravity against your body. NASA has also been conducting simulation studies to see how astronauts might handle the long stints required for space travel to Mars, isolation, and how it might long-term affect astronauts' mental health are huge medical concerns, which is why these kinds of simulations are important. If Musk and Trump do push for a mission to Mars, potentially by 2029, according to some reports, then we would need to cut through a lot of these cautionary strategies. Not to mention, SpaceX would need to get Starship ready. Considering the history of Starship launches so far, that would be a job in and of itself, but it could happen as the engineers at SpaceX are exceptionally good at what they do. And exactly what the future of NASA's Artemis missions look like is still unclear. But right now, everything we're seeing points at some bigger changes coming to the space agency and the possible cancellation of this and other high-profile missions that have been in the works for years. This is by BGR and on DNYUZ. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.